In solving more involved equations, it may be that we will apply each of the properties of equality many times. For this reason, we like to have a shortcut way of writing out the step where we add the same number to both sides. So suppose I start with the following equation. 2x plus 6 equals 18. And I wanted to add the number negative 6 to both sides. The reality of what's going on is that I'm taking my 2x plus 6 and adding negative 6 to it, my 18, and adding negative 6 to that as well. Then I simplify by eliminating the parentheses. I regroup the 6 and the negative 6 together. On the right, 18 plus negative 6 is 12. And ultimately I'm left with 2x equals 12. As a shortcut, after I've written my 2x plus 6 equals 18, I could, on the next line, write in only the new term, negative 6. I'm writing in only the new term, and furthermore, I'm writing it beneath any like terms. So notice these are like terms, and these are also like terms. And now on my new line, I'll say 6 and negative 6, quote unquote, cancel out. In this context, cancels out means add up to 0. And so I'll be left only with 2x on the left, and 18 minus 6 is 12 on the right. Let's see another example of this shortcut. Let's say I had the equation 3x minus 5 equals 4, and I wanted to get rid of the negative 5. To cancel out a negative 5, I need a positive 5, so I'll write in the new term, positive 5. Again, I think those two quote-unquote cancel out, and so I'm left with 3x alone equals 9. Before canceling out a term, it's important that we make sure that we really do have two terms that add up to 0. If we have something else going on, if we have not had two terms total to 0, we need to not cancel them out. You may find it helpful to actually write in the plus 0 to keep track. Okay, let's do one more, because there's a slightly odd move that we're going to want to make. Let's say we started with the equation 4x plus 5 equals 7. But for some reason, and there will be reasons that we want to do this later, we decided that we wanted to add negative 4x on both sides. So our new term is going to be negative 4x. On the right, there's no like term, so I'll write it not underneath anything. Our equation then becomes, well, 4x plus negative 4x, this is a 0 term, plus 5 equals 7, plus negative 4x, or just minus 4x. In other words, 5 equals 7 minus 4x. So, what's going on with this shortcut? Instead of copying both expressions, we'll write the new term on each side on a new line. We'll write the new term underneath the like terms if there are any. If there are no like terms, we'll just write it to the side. And then we'll combine like terms right away. And we may or may not write in 0 terms, depending on how much there is to keep track of. In future videos, I am going to be using this shortcut. However, if you find that you often make mistakes this way, there is no need for you to use this shortcut. If you find that you get lost when you use this shortcut, write out what's really happening. If you're working with a more complicated equation and this shortcut is not helping you, write out what's really happening. This shortcut makes our lives quite a bit simpler when we're solving more involved equations. This shortcut is going to simplify the writing a great deal as we're solving linear equations. However, you don't have to learn it. It's more important that you understand what's really happening when you add the same thing to both sides of an equation.